Hi, everybody. So today I'm going to talk to you about three of my favorite things: blockchain, cryptocurrency, and cats. To start off, I'd like you to meet Todd. Todd is a 30-year-old entrepreneur and software developer from Austin, Texas. And that's the boring part. The interesting part about Todd is that at the end of last year, he made over $40,000 in less than a month by buying, selling, and breeding digital cats. Where he did this is a platform called CryptoKitties. Definitely one of my personal favorite sites. On the CryptoKitties platform, you get to choose the cats that you would like to buy from the marketplace. You can make this choice based on their attributes, or as the platform calls them, cattributes. You can also breed cats. In order to do this, you can either go, once again, onto the market side and take a choice of which sire seems to make you most excited. And I'd say this platform is pretty popular. At the end of last year, it managed to slow down the Ethereum network so badly that other transactions were not able to get through because people were too busy buying, selling, and breeding digital cats. In fact, 120 Ether was processed on that marketplace within a week. To give you an idea of how much that actually is, it's about $45,000. In fact, somebody bought one cat on the first day for $4,700. And these are digital cats. Basically, they're just pretty. But what does this have to do about cryptocurrency and blockchains? Well, pretty much everything, actually. Now, when you're buying and selling digital cats, what you're actually doing on CryptoKitties is engaging with some of the most core principles of the blockchain. The first one is smart contracts. So let's say CryptoKitties wasn't on the blockchain. You would need to sign a contract with the company to take transfer of your cat. So they'd probably send it to you via email. You could sign it, scan it, and send it back to them. Your next challenge would be trying to pay them, seeing as the company who made the product is called Axiom Zen, and they're based in Canada. Now, I worked in banking, so I know that sending money outside of the country requires information pretty much just short of taking a blood sample. But luckily, we have the blockchain, and none of that is necessary. So you've chosen your cattributes, you decide on which cat you want, you're comfortable with the price. Now all you need is Ether, the cryptocurrency to buy the cat. It's pretty easy in South Africa, actually. You take rands, you go into Luno, and they exchange it for Ether. You then enter into a contract with CryptoKitties. But this is a smart contract. And what that means is when you click the button to agree to the price, in the background, computers automatically execute on the contract, which means that the money you want to pay for your cat is automatically taken out of your wallet, sent to their wallet, or the seller of the cat, and the record of you owning that cat is distributed across computers all over the world. Which brings me to the next concept, decentralization. So not only is the fact that you own this cat now sitting on a record across computers all over the world, but so is the parents of the cat, any sort of transactions that took place before you, buying or selling of the cat, and it's easily accessible by anyone who has access to the internet. The difference to this is that generally at the moment, either files are saved on the servers of one company, or in some really bad cases, a dark cabinet file somewhere. Whereas now, decentralization purely means that it's sitting on computers across the world. These are known as nodes, and the people who own those computers have agreed to allow storage space that holds the information. And that record or ledger that we're talking about is the blockchain. It's continuously updated on these nodes, and you can use products like Etherscan to go and check out your transaction just with a reference. So what's actually happening when you're buying that CryptoKitty? Well, your transaction is being processed. So similarly to how we mine coal and we use human power to do that, and then we use it as fuel in our cars, those miners need to be incentivized, right? And they get given money. In the same way, cryptocurrency mining takes place using computer power. And the miners who own that computer power are incentivized using cryptocurrency. Funnily enough, this analogy works quite well because the fuel for the Ethereum blockchain is actually called gas. So what is your cat? Your cat is what's known as a token. Now, this is thrown around a lot in the techie industry, but whenever I hear the term token, it takes me back to the Magic Company arcade, where I had to go to a lady at a counter and pay her a bunch of 1 rands to show off my skills on the dance machine. Now, let's say that lady decides to go for lunch. No more tokens are going to be sold that day. My friends arrive, they're pretty desperate to play Pac-Man, and they're willing to pay me more than 1 rand for that token. That's exactly what happens with CryptoKitties. So every 15 minutes on the CryptoKitty network, a Generation 0 cat is released. People buy these cats and then continue to breed cats of later generations. Eventually, this will stop. There are only so many Generation 0 cats that will be released. What this means is that scarcity is introduced. So to give you an idea of the effect of scarcity, the average price of a Generation 0 cat today on CryptoKitties is 7,000 rand, while the price of a Generation 11 CryptoKitty is 20 rand. The same thing happens with Bitcoin. Only so many Bitcoins will ever be mined or released. In fact, at certain intervals or block numbers, the amount of Bitcoin released halves. This means that the supply being introduced into the market halves while the demand remains the same. Hence that beautiful price and increase and decrease when least expected. So let's just review. Smart contracts are what happens when you buy your cat. You give them money, you get a cat, and it's recorded on computers across the world using decentralization. Your cat is basically a Magic Company token that's worth a lot more because the resource is scarce, and mining takes place using computer power rather than human power. So this is all pretty cool and cats are awesome, but what are the other applications? So I'm sure some of you might have seen that even people like Paris Hilton are tweeting about what's called an ICO. This is an initial coin offering, and basically the tokens that they're selling there are the tokens that people buy to fund companies. If those people are lucky, those tokens will be sold in other exchanges, and similarly to my Magic Company tokens, they may be worth more than what they were originally bought for. Another industry that has been affected by this is the record industry. So when songs are written, there's often a bit of conflict about who wrote it originally. Now songs can be written to the blockchain, and that decentralized registry can be queried at any time to see who originally wrote the song. So this is a marketing conference, and I guess you guys want to know what this actually means for you. I think the most relevant application at the moment is the Basic Attention Token, or BAT, if you want to remember it. And what BAT is that it's part of a new browser called Brave. And what Brave does is it intends to reward publishers accurately. So if somebody's viewing your content a lot, Brave can see that, and you're rewarded as a publisher, obviously, for the attention and the advertising that is present on your content. So that's what these applications are doing. So next time you see some crypto nerd looking at cats, remember, cats today, tomorrow the world. Thank you.